Hey everyone, thanks for coming by. This is the channel where we talk about manifestation, magic, and spirituality and other things like that. Thanks for stopping by. So today I wanted to talk about something I learned as an interior designer that I think is really cool and how it affects our manifestations. And that is our surroundings and what they've actually studied and learnt about how our emotional state is and what we surround ourselves by. And one of the things I learned when I was in school for interior design was that our space that we're living in, and like rooms specifically or our house, has a huge impact on our mental health. And not only like it can make us feel really good, but it can also cause us to be depressed or not feeling great. And it can be as much as the type of lighting, but also just the colors, the surroundings, the things in the room, how messy it is, if it's cluttered, and stuff like that. So some things I wanted to talk about with that is lighting. They've done a lot of studies that fluorescent lighting or artificial lighting and even LED lighting, it can affect different parts of your brain, and that's why people with seizures can have issues with fluorescent lighting in gymnasiums or hospitals or things like that. They actually can have seizures because it's not a real true light from like a fire. You're mixing like chemicals that then create a light, and so it can cause a little unrest and disturbance. And the same with LEDs now, is they're affecting our ability to go to sleep and our melanin I can't talk today, production. So just some things with lighting to be conscious of. Why this I think affects manifestation is because if you're not feeling your optimum, and if things around you are affecting your mood on a constant basis, then you're going to be more bummed out or feeling uncomfortable, or maybe you're not sleeping as well. And obviously, I think that we're manifesting always. You're already a perfect manifester. This is just happening by default, but we by choosing how we feel and staying in better frequency, feelings of love, joy, comfort, peace, ease, you're going to get more of that. So it's more of like a magnetic effect of what you're resonating at in the now. That's what's attracting in your future. So I think our surroundings, being in a comfortable environment and in a comfortable house, or having a nice room, or having a safe spot to go to, or being able to be in nature or surrounded by beauty, these are really going to affect what you're pulling into your future reality. Because if you're in a room that has fluorescent lighting, nothing on the walls, it's dirty or maybe super cluttered, you're going to be taking that in with your subconscious mind, even if you don't notice it. Like maybe you're just like used to, that's how my life has been, that's how we grew up, we didn't have much, but it's still affecting you and what you're resonating at. So being able to make a space way more enjoyable, doing things in the space, which I'll talk about in a little bit in this video, you're going to be able to manifest better. The other thing was having colors. Colors affect how we're resonating, what emotional states. Every color has a different like kind of frequency or vibration and a different emotion that it brings with it. And so like red can often be seen as like passion, but it can also be a really stimulating color and can be associated with anger or just like, more tension. Whereas like blue is a very calming and relaxing color. Green is also relaxing, can be related with nature. And if you have a super vibrant fluorescent pink or something, you're going to be very stimulated and it's going to be very energetic. I'm not going to get into every color, but you can look up color therapy and kind of see what each color resonates with. But each person's going to take each color differently. And it's going to affect you differently. So just being conscious of colors, and if you are able to paint your place, you know, putting a color on the wall that is really going to be what you're wanting to manifest in the future and what you're going to want to call into your house or your life can be really beneficial. So if maybe you're wanting just more peace in your life, or you're just wanting to have a more calm, relaxing life, or work is really stressful, maybe you need a blue or a green so that you're pulling more of that energy. But on the other hand, maybe you're wanting more excitement, more things. Maybe you're going to do like a funner purple or a pink, or, you know, add some yellow or something more vibrant. And these are just things that you can think about. Also, if you can't paint your place, you can always use wall tapestries, or even pin some nice fabric up, or have colored curtains that are like this. There's ways that you can just add those colors into your space, and that's going to really boost your manifestation and pull in those energies now into your life, which will then help manifest more of them into your future. Another thing to think about with your room is the organization and just stuff. It's so easy to hold on to things because we were given them as a gift, or, you know, they had some sentimental value, or like you loved this outfit, but now maybe you're too skinny or too big to fit it, but you've been holding on for it, you know, holding on to it for years, either because you loved it or you're hoping you can fit in it one day, but you still haven't done anything with it for like 2 years. All this stuff takes up brain space, brain power. And if you have a ton of stuff, it can be so overwhelming to want to clean, to organize, you know, to have a space that's like fresh. And I really think this can make your future more cluttered, more overwhelming, more stressful. If you constantly are surrounded by things and it's a giant disaster, it can just feel like life can be a giant disaster. And I know, like, right now I'm living in a smaller space, but we really love it, and we're just waiting, I guess, for the right house to buy and to upgrade. But we have to be so minimalist, because once we start collecting a bit more, have too much stuff, or things don't have their place, I know, like, I just don't want to work. I don't want to do my stuff. Like, I just feel overwhelmed. I can see things, and I think it's just super beneficial to be mindful of what you've been holding on to that's like maybe no longer serving you, or like maybe someone else can enjoy it. That's what I always think about as well, is like, I love this item so much, but maybe it's too big for your house, or maybe you don't have, you know, use for it anymore. But think of like how someone else can enjoy it, and maybe you can gift it or sell it, or let someone else enjoy this thing that you love so much as well. And being able to be more minimalistic or simplistic, if you're wanting to manifest that in your life, that can be really good. I also noticed, like with homeless people, it's like there's often like this hoarder mentality. Like, they have not much. Obviously, they don't have much money, but sometimes they have shopping carts full of random garbage that they can't even use because they're on the street, but they're just like collecting all these things because they're like worried, like they need to have things and to hold on to them because that's like their value, and like they have something of value and they can give to someone, or they have something of value for themselves, you know. And I think that that's kind of the opposite. When you feel like you have to hoard and to keep things out of like lack or fear, that's actually going to block your manifestation, because you're more in a lack mindset of like needing to hoard and needing to hold on to, rather than knowing that things will always come into your life and you'll always be able to give things, and there's this ebb and flow of, you know, gifts from the universe and like things in your life. I think that's a much more healthy balance to have. And so just some things to be mindful of. Obviously, I'm just learning, and just like you guys, this is just stuff that I've noticed for myself that's really helped my manifestation. So if there's other things that you guys have noticed, definitely comment on them. Another thing is items in your house. Is like, do certain items bring sadness to you? Do they have not good memories to them? Are you just keeping it because, you know, you feel like you have to, or you really don't like this thing, but you've kept it because it was a gift? Like, really look at what you have in your room, and everything should be making you feel like at peace or a good emotion, I believe, or like, you know, at ease. If you have a bunch of stuff that's just cluttering you and not making you feel good, or maybe you have pictures of a dead loved one or an ex-partner or someone, and you're just like really holding on to that, but it always makes you feel sad, and you just like, keep on reminiscing. Maybe it's time that you tuck it away for a bit till that part's healed, and then you can bring that back into your life. There's a lot of stuff that we keep in our environments that I don't think are necessarily benefiting. And so that's just something to be mindful of. Having a clean space really, even the act of cleaning, it should be enjoyable. It should feel good to freshen up and to like have a new space. But when we have so much stuff or so many things to dust on or so many things that it's overwhelming to even want to do that, or just feels like such a big task, then that's also not a good thing, right? Like, we want to be able to enjoy all elements and parts of our lives. And that can be like kind of like karmic or karma yoga, the idea of like doing a nice deed for someone else, or the act of just cleaning, and you're doing something because it's just beneficial, and it's kind of a mindless task that really is a benefit. And I think being able to be in those states where it's almost like a meditation while you clean is really beneficial, because you're just allowing your mind to be at peace, and you're able to like freshen up your place, and then you feel good about yourself in the space after. What other things are there that we've learned? Well, lighting is huge. Like, just being able to have like peaceful, calming spaces, different types of lighting, like more dim light or bright light, having a few options for that can be really good for you too, because it helps you kind of taper down in the evening and have more of a relaxed state. If you constantly only have bright lights on you, you might just feel always like in go mode, which I think if you want to be in go mode and you're really, lazy person and you need that, sure. Everybody's going to be different on what they need, but really think about your space in these ways, because it can really help boost what energies you're wanting to pull in. Another thing is like setting artwork or vision boards, or even pieces of furniture or ornaments that really help inspire you on what you're wanting to bring into your future. So maybe you're wanting to start doing pottery. Maybe you get a few pieces of pottery you really like, so it keeps you inspired to hoping on that dream, Or maybe you want to travel and you really want to go to Thailand. Maybe you put pictures of palm trees or pieces of Thailand in your place, so that you can keep saving, and it keeps inspiring you to think about that and manifest and call that in your life. You can do vision boards which are really specific, and I've talked about this a little on other videos, but you don't have to keep them in your like main living room or on your bedroom wall. You can have them in your like closet door or your kitchen cupboards, or places that are kind of tucked away where you still see them daily, but they're not so in your face if you don't want guests seeing what you're trying to manifest. Maybe you feel a little silly because you're trying to manifest a partner or love or things like that. Well, you can keep those kind of more personal and tucked away in spaces mostly you'll only be going. What other things? I'm just winging it. Obviously, I didn't write a list today, so but I think that's pretty much the main ones with interior design that we learned about. But there's been a lot of studies on this, on like how rooms really affect our mood, and can cause depression if we really are in a space that's not inviting. And just think about, like, it's kind of crazy to think about. We don't give this much thought, and even in like hospitals, like the sounds that go on, and like, there's all these beeping and bright lights, and they do try to put like light pastels on the wall, but they're not like a very inviting healing space. And I think that often our workspaces as well, we don't really have the best place to work that's ideal for comfort. Sometimes we're stuck in a cubicle or little spaces, and it can feel a little claustrophobic, or just like noisy work environments. But yeah, all this is really important, and even at work, if you can put like a few little pictures or change your mouse pad out to like a little inspiring saying, or it has like a picture, you know, of something you want to manifest. These little things, just your subconscious are going to constantly see them, and you're just going to start to manifest it more into your life from like taking it in and absorbing it in your environment. So I hope that this helps someone. This is what I really wanted to share with you guys today. If you liked it, give a comment or a thumbs up, or if you want to see more, you can subscribe. Hope you have a lovely one. Ciao, ciao. Bye.